Hey, what's going on, guys? Jay here. We're back with another very interesting video today, and this time we're gonna be looking at the Fedmeister v Pokiemaine relationship, yada yada yada, and the stuff that happened there. And I'm just gonna be giving my opinions on it because I'm very important. You already know my opinions do have a very serious effect on other people's opinions, and they have a lot of weight. And I'm glad that you guys are here to watch me. Let's unfold this packaged drama of the century. Former offline TV member Fedmeister has recently revealed the details of his complicated relationship with Twitch star Pokiemaine and released a 25-page statement with shocking allegations against Pokiemaine. Federico Fedmeister Guyton, I probably butchered the name, but it is what it is, released a formal 25-page statement about his removal from offline TV and went into details about his complicated relationship with Pokiemaine. I butchered that too, probably. The title for this release statement is My Life. Okay, after spending some time apart from social media, Fedmeister apparently decided to watch streams made about him. Poki talked about Fedmeister in her stream after he was removed from offline TV. Fedmeister claims Poki talks about the things he did with zero context. Fedmeister also accused Pokiemaine of making claims about Fedmeister that are false, twisting the truth, or misconstrued. Then Fedmeister goes on to explain what type of relationship we had with Pokiemaine during his offline TV days. He said we became very flirty, especially through text. Started having occasional sleepovers. We already know what that means, boys. And just in general, we're definitely heading in a romantic direction. He also provided some screenshots of DMs to Pokiemaine to support his claims. Next, he went on to explain how he never wanted Yvonne to be fired. I believe Yvonne is their offline TV manager or something like that. At least that's what I'm told. Pokiemaine apparently claimed in her stream that Fedmeister wanted Yvonne to be fired. He said, I personally never brought up the idea that Yvonne should get kicked out of offline TV ever. He also claims that it was Pokiemaine who wanted to get Yvonne fired at a later date. There is so much stuff to go over in this 25-page statement, and it's not simply possible to explain all the details. However, Fedmeister provided a short, too long didn't read, summarizes all the topics. The too long didn't read is given here, written exactly as written by Fedmeister. So we will read this. Too long didn't read. Want to defend myself where possible. Just giving context to things I felt were necessary for my peace. I'm sober and in therapy. I have learned a lot about myself and my issues. I'm working very hard to address what causes these issues. My relationship with Poki was a lot more complicated than we were just close. I didn't try to manipulate our friends to get them to hate Poki. Poki's relationship with just friends was professional, and she used me as a scapegoat for not forming friendships with them. She isolated herself from them. I told some people we had a thing, and I felt I was being honest. However, it was wrong because I broke her trust and privacy. I never tried to get Yvonne fired because of the incident between us, but Poki later does for other reasons. So, basically, Fedmeister is mad that Poki said a lot of things about him, and he believes that what she said was out of context and was different from the truth, is what I'm getting at. Is what, from my perspective here. But, slap my mic. But, I don't think he denied a lot of what actually happened. But I believe Poki did deny their relationship ever being more than just friends, even though they flirted, which is, not gonna lie, kind of messed up, considering that, the briefing that I had looking through the statement. But you know what? We have the statement pulled up right here, boys. We have it pulled up right here. Yes, sir. Oh, the juice, the sauce, everything we need right here, boys, right here. So, you know what? Let's get right into it, boys. Let's read the entire thing. Introduction and apology. Hey guys, it's been a while. It's been about 2 months now. I know a lot of you are angry, sad, and disappointed, and you certainly have the right to be. I did some shitty things and they were unchecked for a very long time. After some very low moments, I'm in a better place now. I've been seeing a really good therapist, nearly twice a week, and as per his suggestion, taking time away from all social media. I've used this time to distance myself and reflect. Throughout this time, I've been staying completely sober and plan to continue to do so. Just in general, though, I am really trying to improve myself as a person, and I honestly feel like I've already made progress. But I know it's not my place to be the judge. I'm taking this all very seriously. Throughout the entirety of my absence, I've been doing therapy, addressing everything that happened. Over the course of that time, I learned a lot about myself and my hidden issues. To summarize, I'm very fearful of confrontation and mostly the unknown. I'd often make a mistake and choose to suppress it, rather than confront it. This can cause me to hide things and hurt a lot of people in the process. The thing is, life is full of unknowns and I can't play as a bystander. And I can't play as a bystander when it comes to consequences of my actions. I need to increase my comfortability with the unknown. Another thing I learned more about is my desire for intimacy, not sexual. Come on, bro. We're all looking for that intimacy, especially the sexual ones. It's like, nah. We gotta keep it normal. Gotta keep it casual, boys. Gotta keep it casual. More like companionship. When I get comfortable with people, I often push these boundaries. And then when I'm drunk, this feeling is amplified. I never mean any harm or have any sort of malicious intent, but I certainly have made people feel uncomfortable. Okay, so when he's drunk, he is out of his normal mindset and does things out of the norm for a regular relationship with a one-on-one person. So we're gonna assume that means like being more flirty in general, and I guess that would lead to more uncomfortable situations for the other party on the receiving end. My actions surrounding Yvonne and Lily fit into those categories, and I can't begin to explain how sorry I am for hurting them and ultimately jeopardizing our relationships. The consequences of my actions toward them has been miserable, but appropriate. Every day I wake up and recall how nice it was being surrounded by loving friends and how stupid I was to let my actions betray their trust. I deserved it though. These actions had to have consequences. Okay, so this is the apology statement where he's sorry for doing things that betrayed the trust of his friends and offline TV. And I guess Yvonne and Lily and Pokiemaine are the main prime people that he betrayed, I guess. That's what we can all assume here. I just want to say that this has nothing to with me. Okay, grammar. I just want to say that this has nothing to do with me. I'm assuming that's what was supposed to be said there. With me coming back to streaming. After a tremendous amount of thought and therapy, I'm here to shed some light and give a timeline of my side of things since it has now become a public matter. I've already apologized to Yvonne and Lily privately, and this statement will in no way contradict their stories. Instead, the purpose is to address the individuals that I believe are twisting the truth for their own benefit, aka he is referring to Pokiemaine. For my own health, I can no longer stay silent. Yo, he has to speak up. You gotta tell your side of the story, dude. You gotta tell your side of the story. After my time away from everything, I decided to watch the streams that were made about me. Watching Poki talk about all the things I've done with little to zero context as the nature of our relationship hurt me pretty bad. I definitely did some questionable things and broke her trust. But there are some claims she makes about me, Yvonne and I, just friends, and herself, that are either false, twisting the truth, or misconstrued. I'm going to be addressing these claims as well as giving context to mostly everything that was mentioned on her stream, since I feel that it is very important and personal to me. My relationship with Pokey, this Foki thing, so Fedmeister and Pokey thing all started as a joke. When I made a picture of me and Pokey, my phone background, she had sarcastically suggested that I do it and see what kind of reaction from the community we'd get. I laughed and did it anyway just for fun. Obviously, the public started to pick up on it more and more, and this all escalated when the Taiwan trip happened. Okay, so they went to Taiwan together. Interesting. I mean, was it just like, was it the community that picked up on the phone background, or was it Pokey and Fedmeister picking up on the phone background? Just a thought to throw out there. Just a question. Might not get an answer, but just a little idea bubbling. During the Taiwan trip, February 14, 2018, 2 years ago is when this started. Interesting. Pokey and I got really close. A lot of good moments came from that trip. It felt like the honeymoon phase of getting to know someone. And that's what it was. This was the first time we talked and looked at each other differently. Whoa, it was getting spicy, boys! It was getting spicy! We discussed some pretty personal things like work ethic, drive, and dreams. Yo, if you're ever talking about dreams, like, to anyone, like, that's a sign. We all know what that means when you're talking about your dreams and your motivations and what you want to do in life. It was really cool. And then on stream, we would do our thing. We weren't playing at all. We weren't at all playing it up for content. At least I wasn't. Okay, so this was from Fedmeister's point of view. Everything that they were doing was genuine, and none of it was for content. So at least I would, I guess, entertain the idea that Pokiemaine may or may not have thought that it was for content, and the Foki idea was for content too. We came back from Taiwan, and that kind of energy between us continued on and off stream. We started to have breakfast and dinner together every day. We became very flirty, especially through text. Started having occasional sleepovers, and just in general, we were definitely heading in a romantic direction. It was pretty obvious to our friends and roommates something was going on, but no one really asked about it. There was the occasional ex-roommate walking in without knocking and seeing us cuddling in bed, watching Law and Order on my laptop. I would think to myself, man, this is a dream, really connecting with someone that understands the world that I'm part of. She's super ambitious, hilarious, meticulous about so many things in her life. She's a very inspiring person to this day, and despite everything, I still hold true to those beliefs. So I tried everything in my power to not F it up. Spoiler, I did. So I don't know, we're just gonna like move past this very, very important word. I mean, from Fedmeister's point of view, it's getting really spicy, boys. Really spicy. It's getting hot and steamy. The texts shown throughout are obviously just a small glimpse into our relationship, only chosen to show specific context that was never given. Of course, the majority of interactions were in person, and a lot were FaceTime. Okay, so to Emaine old phone. I saw what you wrote in chat. Made me blushy. Heart emoji hungry. Emaine, okay, I'll look. I changed your name in my phone to Fetty. Foki. Okay, I'm assuming this is... Okay, this is too... Is this... Yeah, okay, this is really hard to read, actually. Okay, Foki... I want Foki Ice or Fetty Ice or just Fetty. I'm gonna assume that's Pokiemaine talking to Foki, and this is from Fedmeister, and this is Fedmeister's perspective of the messages. Foki, yeah, this is Fedmeister's perspective. Okay. Yeah, Foki Ice. But up. Good morning. Best pick ever. Heart emoji. This is freaking impossible to read. Is there like a way? Is there like... We're gonna hit the zoom in button here. Best pick ever. This is to Hanako. I don't know who this is. It's impossible to read. It's so trash quality. OMG, DDDDD. You're into it. You're feeling it. Pokey your eyes. Low stop. Literally. And you're effing looking at him like in adoration. Dot 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 dot. NANI?! I need our manager to stop. This is Emaine. Wrong emoji eyes on. So quiet over there. Lol, I get lost in thought. Can you legit hear everything? OMG, lost in thought. Yeah, I haven't started taking care of myself, you know? Hold up, what? I will commence shortly. Emoji fingers. 2 fingers. More like fist. LOL. Yo, boys. Fabmeister has gotten to the point of no return. I don't know, Pokey. Pokey claims to have no flirty relationship. Yo, this is not something you normally do. This is more like a steam session here. More like a spicy. Got the jalapenos out. Yo, it's getting little moist. Nice. I'm still embarrassed, by the way. I'll never close my door ever again, if you know what I mean. So you're saying I could just walk in right now? I hear you. I don't think you know what I mean then. Hehe. I think I'm going to come in so you can elaborate. Or what I'm talking about. Haha, if you must. Literally locked. Oops. Jviator. That's unfortunate. Ha 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 ha. I feel like I can sense. I can't read this. This is so bad quality. Check again. If you're something about your frustration, check again. I tried to wait for you, but I have an interview at 11 a.m., so I gotta go to sleep soon. We watch another time. R.I.P. Hummus. Wanna watch one tonight? Right now, real quick. Sorry, I promised Lily I played a little Fortnite with her. Yo, Fedmeister playing some Fortnite. Gotta get those dubs. It's okay. I don't want to interrupt. Sad face. FML. F.U. Timmy. Sorry she woke up. I just woke up. I'm too hot. What? Gotta sleep in my room. Just gonna ask if I can come, but is okay. Good night, Saudi. Love night. Heart night. You can come with next time. Okay, I'm sorry, Pokiemaine, but from what I've seen, from the clips that I've heard, from the clips that I've viewed, like you said, this was no relationship and this was just friends. Yo, what? This is getting borderline friends with benefits, but we'll let it slide. March 2018, we had an honest discussion about the direction we were heading, and she brought up some notable problems. A, that we live together and this could be a big problem if things don't work out. B, we are board members, own equity of the company that we work for. This could be a conflict of interest and could get nasty if things didn't work out between us. It was perfectly legal, but it's more of something that could be a future problem. The conclusion we came to was to slow down and not spend as much time together because things were escalating very fast, and if we're going to stay, F it, let's just stay. We needed to be sure. Not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed, but agreed that we definitely spend way too much time together, and it's a little dangerous, especially for something that could cause major future issues. Well, things changed for maybe a couple days, but we started talking again, except things were slightly toned down. April to May 2018. Pretty much the same as March, except she was traveling a lot. We texted and FaceTimed a lot. She would send me messages like I miss you and refer to me as Honeybun Heart, or randomly call me cute, and we would still have sleepovers. Like, we're obviously acting coupley here, and whenever we're apart, we FaceTime. I super felt like we were disregarding the conversation we had in March and kind of just going with the flow. Obviously, I'm excited about this because by this time, I liked her enough that I wanted to try to be more serious / exclusive. So, is this like a hyperlink or something? Okay. I guess it's just a highlighted text. I don't know. No hyperlinks. So what I got from this was they had a thing going, Pokiemaine, and they agreed to tone it down. Then Fedmeister's under the impression of we're gonna disregard that because we're still flirting in general, and I mean generally we're still in a little kind of lovey-dovey talk, I guess. I don't know. In my opinion, if you're gonna continue, if you're gonna be like, no, we gotta keep things at a certain extent, and then continue being like heart eyes, love, heart emojis, all that, like, I don't know. My opinion, that's more for more than quote unquote just friends. That's my opinion. If I'm doing that, if I was in the position of in a relationship with a female where it's like, oh, okay, heart eyes emojis, 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 and like love emojis, and calling like pet names and all that, I would say that things, something like trying to get a spark going, little something. Not that there's no relationship at all, and that this will never be a thing, and that we're just friends specifically in that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that there could be room to have more than just friends. That's just my opinion. Some people see it differently, but we will continue. This is to Maine again. So Pokey, thanks for always taking care of me, by the way. Yeah, apparently gonna this is impossible to read. Gonna IRL and chill at McDonald's overnight, then get on his flight. I don't know what McDonald's is. He's too troll, and I always will. What time is your flight? In 25 minutes. Sorry if I'm ever super extra. Just really love making you feel good / happy. Why do you like that? I just do. You're often stressing about things, and even if you aren't, I love helping in any way I can because I know it puts less weight on you. It just feels right. Okay. Heart. Like, if you're gonna be heart with a red emoji, like there's steps to this. Like, let's look this up. Each heart emoji meaning, like color-coded. Like, okay. White heart, a newer heart edition. White looks clean, minimal. Yeah. Context is everything. At worst, it can be like a graceless white. Like, white people shouldn't use dark skin tone emoji using white. Like, this is like flat red heart here. Okay, while it might look similar to the classic red heart, the flat is actually part of the suit cards collection. Mean the same. Like, okay, what am I looking for? Red heart. Here we go. While classically considered the most romantic heart, is also the most basic. It's impressive. Only the first time you send it or receive it. Have a new partner sending this to you. Yes, it's a statement. But if you've been dating for a few years and this is all you're getting, they need to step it up. This can also be considered a timeless platonic love support emoji, acceptable to send and receive from anyone during times of grief or loss to show support. Good for the honeymoon phase of a relationship and showing a platonic friend support. Bad for following up after first date. So, in my opinion, from their past text messages, yikes. I mean, they did say that they would tone it down, so I guess. But in my opinion, red hearts means lovey-dovey. That's basic. Blue heart is like friend, in my opinion. Blue heart is a friend that you use, and red heart is for what, like red heart is for red heart, and it's for like love and whatever. Like, I would say if you're gonna, if it might, like maybe they were still kind of flirting here, maybe not, but this tone is more like in between right now. It's not super flirty, but it's not nothing at all. Thanks, Fed. I'm lucky to have you in my life. I hope I can help you as well. We're taking off. Talk to you later. Like that sounds more toned down, I guess. Have a nice flight. Okay, don't sleep on some random shoulders. Drink water. Okay, yeah, this is Fed projecting his feelings to her and trying to come across as more flirty, continuing that trend. And Pokiemaine stops it here. And then there's heart, respond. I'm here, heart. We made it. Hope your flight is going well. Miss you, heart. Phone died, lol, on my laptop. Aw, honey bun, I miss you too, Fetty. I will be back soon. Like this is like friendly. This is more like, yeah, flirty-ish more. What are these dates? 4/19. So this is April the 19th, April 15th. What was that? April 13th, April 12th. When was this then? April 8th, I think. I don't know. This is impossible to read. Quality of these photos needs to be stepped up, Fetty Wop. Honey wants to sleep over. That's cool with you. Sorry, but not tonight. Tomorrow's a big day. As much as I want to sleep over, we both with both honeys. Wah. Yeah, you missed me already. Do you have your passport? Ooh, yes. Fed, you cute. Okay, like what? What is this? What is this? Fed, yes. Fed, yes. You cute. No, you. Emoji. Like, I don't know how you would get more spicy than that. Like, what? This is definitely flirty. This is flirty McZody. Flirty zoned. So EDC, it's a large festival in May, came around, and I was roommates with Josh, this isn't his name, but for anonymity, we'll just call him Josh, at our Airbnb. Of course, it was pretty obvious to him. I was texting Pokey a lot, as well as FaceTiming her. He hadn't said a single thing about it yet, and it certainly already looked like something might have been going on to him. At some point, he asked about me and us, and I said, there's something going on, yeah. And he didn't believe me, and he didn't believe it, I think. So I asked our manager. Me, Pokey, Josh all shared the same manager at the time, and she was well aware of how close me and Pokey were. I asked her, do you know about me and Pokey, right? And she confirmed it. She was also at the EDC house with us, so in my mind I felt like I was being honest, but it was one of my first major mistakes. What? I don't really see the mistake here. I guess you saying you know about me and Pokey, right? And she confirmed it. Okay, wait a minute. Them saying the same manager here makes me think it's not Yvonne. But the fact that from in my mind, Fed is saying you know about me and Pokey and our relationship. And I think that they haven't really established a relationship here. So he's not really in the position to say that. But he's, in his mind, what he thinks that there's going to be some relationship developing sometime. And she confirmed it. So whoever this manager was said, yeah, I know about you too. That's what I'm assuming from reading this particular verse, confirming it. So if the manager also has picked up on the flirtatious aspects, I don't know, kind of says a lot about no relationship at all. Pokey is a very private person, especially with relationship stuff, and I definitely crossed the line here. My answer was ambiguous enough that it implied that we were dating to a degree. I never really thought, is there a correct way to answer this while respecting her privacy? Nope. I got really excited and blew it, just so we're on the same page. This wasn't an attempt to cock block anyone. I thought I was being honest, but it was wrong in my eyes. This was all I did wrong. Break her trust. Something. Yeah. It was never a manipulation tactic like she claims or anything like that. I was excited about it, overshared, and broke her trust. So, from his perspective, he thought they were going somewhere. Pokey just doesn't agree in any way, shape, or form. I don't know, this kind of changes a lot considering that Pokey said that there was nothing going on, but these very specific texts, I mean, if they're not faked or anything, these are like real, and these are like, this is the entire perspective that we can, like, from these texts that we can get, and they're like, this is all the context that we can get. It makes it seem like they were kind of in a going forward, moving into the relationship stage. So if Fedmeister did happen to get the idea of them being in a relationship, I wouldn't see too big of an issue here. But if Pokiemaine had a problem and was like, no, don't tell anyone, I would see, yeah, that would be a fault on your part, Fed. But I don't know, it's very hard to tell where you stand, because I'm assuming this happened over months and months. So if you're being flirty for a couple months, and I guess like Pokey wants to move at a more slow pace, I guess I don't know, I can't really, like, I would say that, yeah, you are in the wrong to say that you're in a relationship when you're not. But I can sympathize with Fed here and understand where he's getting this idea from, because of the events that's been occurring. We FaceTimed in the morning the next day, and I inadvertently called her babe. While I might have been around people in the Airbnb, she called me out on using language like that in front of people, saying that she should be worried about seeming too coupley in front of others before we actually were, and that we were a part of a delicate and gossip-ridden scene. She would say things like, I feel like I need to understand the boy scene a little bit more before being ready to commit. Yikes, dude. Yikes. And that we should date around. Yo, that is that's kind of grimy. If you're in a relationship and being like, oh, I feel like I need to date more people before I date you, I mean, I guess you're coming across as rough. That's a big yikes, bro. Fed, that is an L that we might have to hold here. Yikes. Yikes, and that we should date around. For me, this came out of left field, and I felt pretty stupid. I was hurt by it this time around because I wasn't even remotely interested in anyone else, and I was investing so much time and energy into her in general. I was trying to be understanding, but it brought up a lot of insecurities and notions of not being good enough. For both of us, emotions always made things so complicated. I mean, that's kind of what makes everything complicated. Everyone thinks with emotions. It's kind of how most drama starts, through emotion. I wish I was better at navigating them earlier. After taking time to understand her concerns, I came around to her unease. She wanted to be sure our feelings were legit and not just there because we were accessible to each other. Okay, we can respect that. I don't know. I mean, feelings can become more visible because you're accessible to each other. So I don't really see that would be a downside. If you're accessible to, like, it's like this. If you go to school with a female, or if you go, it's 2020. If you go to school, or if you work with somebody, and you both happen to share interests, and you have feelings for each other, I wouldn't say that it's a bad thing for you to want to date that person just because you happen to work together. It's like from what I'm getting is that Pokiemaine would be more comfortable if Fedmeister was just a random stranger that she met and was more into like building a relationship off the ground rather than oh, we work together and we're friends and we stream and we do stuff together, and then now we're accessible to each other since we live together. I'm pretty sure they live together, right? There was like a house that they had, offline TV house. Yeah, something like that. So I don't know. That's just my perspective from this, but I don't know. I would say that Fedmeister is not too. I don't know. I can't really give anything about here because I don't really understand why Pokiemaine would be like, she would not want to date someone because they're accessible, when that's kind of a plus in my opinion. But I think that's just contradicting opinions on what they want, on what people want from each other. So if Pokiemaine doesn't want to be dating someone because they're accessible and only because they're accessible, I can see why that would be a thing that would be coming up to not date Fed. But I don't know. Not really my place to say. Not my place to say. Video. This voice video. Something we should be seeing. Harrow playing VR horror game right now. Or Hane. I cannot read this. These are so bad. Like, I might have to like find better images here. Playing VR horror game right now. Lamau, she seemed drunk. Ha 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 ha. She said she was terrified. Heading home. Okay, okie dokie. I don't even want to talk to you. I'm farming too hard. Honestly, I'd give up a lot to be back there with you. That's just me though. This is cool, but not anything crazy. Poki just squads right now without Fed. Anyway, don't say that. You know you want to be there and you'll have fun. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. Fed. She's not returning the flirtatiousness. Yikes. Anyways, don't say that. You know you want to be there and have fun. Like, bro, what, Poki? What? He's literally saying he wants to be with you. What do you mean? I wish I could join. Yeah, I want to be here, but I'm being honest when I say I had to choose between going to EDC versus cuddling with you. Easiest decision of my life. Watching part 1, waiting. Like, yeah, okay. She's kind of like not as returning the context of flirtiness here. Yikes, Fetty. Hey, I'm ready. Yay, you won. I wonder if I can call you and watch at the same time. I think so. Just got on Wi-Fi. Fed, quick question. Nope, that's never a good sign. Yes, what's up? Are you calling me baby in front of others? No. I'm surprised you're calling me baby at all. Sorry if it bothers you. That's my favorite pet name and it is boyfriend restricted. It's cute, but just feels right. I worry if we be acting too gay. Lamau, you're cute. Okay, Bogey, no, we cannot let that slide. We cannot let this slide. What are you doing? Why are you fumbling the bag? What are you doing? This is not, that's cold. That's not okay. What you doing here? You can't be like, oh, you're not allowed to do anything that would be boyfriend territory. Lamau, you're cute. What? Sorry, I'll stop. It's okay. Just, you're only allowed 2 a week. Like an allowance. Ha 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 ha. Yo, no, bro. There is no, you can pretend to be my boyfriend. What? What did you say? I'm going into a fat debt. I don't know. I'm lucky to have you, someone who accepts me as a whole, all of you, every little bit. TT, I'm going to try and stay up till 4. I don't know how possible that will be. I'm already so tired. Why? EDC 9 to 6 p.m. I think. Monka S. I'm sorry, but I'll be asleep real soon. Yikes, Fed. Yikes. Has him on a lifeline here, and just Pokey can pull the plug whenever she wants. This does not look too good. This does not look too good. Why? EDC is due to Monka S. I'm sorry, bossy. Haha, fun. I could pass out in like 5 seconds right now. ZZZ. Great. I'm here. Why is romance so complicated? Sigh. Boys suck. What? Boys? Romance complicated? I think it's not boys' fault that you're not great at romance, you know? I mean, you just gotta learn, you know? It takes time and experience that just not everyone has. That's why you gotta learn. Like me. I have the experience and the time and the large brain capacity to understand and comprehend. You know what I mean, boys? You know what I mean? Alright. It's a delicate, gossip-ridden scene. Yeah, feel me. Yeah, outside the house, I always try to be discreet/private about that, but even so, our friends, it's even more confusing to them. I don't know how to manage that or how I feel about that. So, do you not want everyone to know about your relationship if you were in a relationship? Or would it rather be you want your friends to not know about you're in a relationship with Fed, but you kind of want to be in a relationship with Fed and you're not sure? And you're just like second guessing yourself? I mean, I don't know. In my perspective, you kind of throwing a lot of mixed signals here. And mixed signals is not always a good thing, you know? It's kind of a really bad thing when you're in the position of, when you're on the receiving end of mixed signals, it is a really, really, really bad thing. Because, you're getting screwed. If you make a wrong move, you fumble the bag. Especially if you're receiving mixed signals. Yeah, I'm not too sure how to handle all this. Depends on how private you want to be. You tired? I don't know how much you want to talk about this stuff. Oh, sorry, hun. Didn't see. Like, what? Yeah, I want to be very private until we make the jump. Then I don't care. But I feel like it's not decided. So things get awkward sometimes. Yeah, I know what you mean. I gotta be honest. Maybe I don't see the whole picture. The whole situation makes me monka as hard. Okay, I would love to read this, but I quite literally cannot even read this right now. I feel like I should. I can't even read this. I'm so sorry. I can't even read this to figure it out. Like, I can see all 10 pixels of this text message chat. Like, I don't even have the context to read it. I feel like I should. Something alright. Yada, yada, yada. I'm too weak for this right now. It's really hard for me to figure out what the right move is. But I don't know. We can sit on it. We can sit on it. And I don't know. I think this is like the on and off-ish portion. I feel that way with you too, but I want to make sure it's an honest feeling and not a feeling of habit. It makes sense. Habits are good. Good habits are good. Emotional habits are good. Either way, don't worry about it. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Don't really need to figure out everything immediately. I really gotta sleep though. I'll talk to you later sometime tomorrow. Really, don't worry. By now you can tell that there's a cycle of talking and then, oh wait, hold on, let me zoom out again. Yikes. But now you can tell there's a cycle of talking again and then, oh wait, there's a problem. This cycle continues throughout the years and every time it didn't work out. Bro. It's a lost cause. I think I lost a part of myself. More and more, and I started to realize maybe I'm not good enough. The things the cycle did to me were effed. I became more and more frustrated. I started to become more jealous, insecure at times. I would act out sometimes, lock myself in a room all day, and stream Pokemon for the entire day to try and avoid her. Bro, when in doubt, Pokemon it out, bruh. When in doubt, Pokemon it out. More and more frustrated, I became jealous and insecure at times. I would act out and avoid locking myself in a room. I would go over to Just Friends, disbanded streamer house, and vent about my frustrations. Since we're on that subject, in her stream, she mentioned I would try to manipulate Just Friends to hate her, not be friends with her. That's unfoundedly slanderous. My intentions was always that I wanted a friend to talk to. Lily was probably sick of hearing the same story between us every 3 months. Thanks for listening to me anyway, Lily. I wanted nothing more than for everyone to be friends with Pokey. So then let me give a little context, since that was never provided. Pokey always goes to bed at midnight. Oh, she's not a night crawler like the rest of the world. Yikes. Gotta be a vampire, boys. It's just the new wave. You just gotta get with the times. Midnight every night without fail. If she doesn't, something is really wrong. And if she stays up longer, she gets crazy in a funny way. She takes the AM streaming slot, as most of you know, so that requires good sleep, obviously. Of course, after my stream, I would always seek quality time with her, and that would generally involve dinner and a show. Whoa. A show? Or a show of a stream? You know what I mean, boys? You know what I mean? Yes, sir! Some nights we would eat downstairs, other nights on her bed. So if I stopped the stream at 10 p.m., I'd hang out with her till midnight. Then I would F off and hang out with the rest of the house, or in a lot of cases, just go to Just Friends. Primarily vent to one of the girls about everything. She'd always give me a good female's perspective and made me feel like I was going to be okay. It was in some sense therapeutic. I would really talk to the other girls about my issues with Pokey, but I sometimes did. It's just nuts to hear now that I was being manipulative and trying to make the girls hate her or leave her out intentionally. That's complete BS. I just wanted someone to talk to and that could guide me through these emotions. It's difficult to now hear some of the girls say that they look at me as a member of OTV and not just as a friend. Like I looked at them. I understand that although my intentions were innocent, the unintentional side effects that is Just Friends people might have seen her differently. I'm deeply sorry, and I wish I was more aware of these repercussions. I do, however, think intentions matter when you're characterizing someone as a manipulator in front of thousands of people. That is very true. Okay, so what Fed did wrong here was Pokey wanted to be friends with Pokey wanted to be friends with the members of Just Friends, I'm assuming. And Fed went to vent to Just Friends about Pokey. So if I was assuming I was at Just Friends right now, and I was one of the members and I was being vented to, if all I was hearing was all about the negatives about somebody, generally what happens is that you kind of see them in a more negative light. Because if you're only hearing the bad stuff about somebody, and only, like, you never hear anything positive about them, and, like, you're never introduced to the idea of a different side of them, you're generally going to have a bad mindset and an ideal of them. So in hindsight, if Pokey, I'm assuming Pokey wasn't like very close with Just Friends. Yeah, I'm assuming that Pokey wasn't that close with Just Friends and didn't speak to them a lot, because if like I have some friends that are like really close friends. So a good example of this would be if I have a best friend and then I have a girlfriend, and my girlfriend goes to my best friend and talks about me and all my issues and all my problems all the time. My best friend probably would take note of those issues, but they wouldn't. I just doubt they would see me in a negative light, because they know me and I am best friends with them and I associate with them a lot more than a random person that doesn't really talk to me. Like if my girlfriend went to a random stranger, right, and told me all the bad and negative stuff about me and vented, that stranger would probably not think of me as a very great person. So if I tried to befriend that stranger, they would probably have a negative outlook to me. If she was really afraid of being alienated, she would have taken the time out of her day to be their friend. She didn't stream every... Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if they were very close, this probably wouldn't have happened. But that's not really your judgment to say how close she should have been with somebody. So, I'm just saying this is the outcome of what had happened and why it happened. But I wouldn't say that it's Pokimaine's fault that this happened. She didn't stream every day. She could have just gone over to hang like I did so many times on my off days. None of these things I would ever say to just friends would ever imply that they shouldn't be friends with her. It was only ever very typical relationship issues and how do I get over her type of conversations. It's crazy to me that things are being said otherwise. There wasn't 10 a looming dark cloud of malice toward her in that house. The truth is, Pokey would generally come over if there was something she could tangibly benefit from in some way. Examples: large streaming events, midnight birthday streams. It's the same reason you never saw her come into people's streams at ATV or OTV, my bad. And when she wasn't streaming, she was also grinding, practicing whatever game she wanted to get better at for her stream. I don't want to go into this too deep because I'm not here to attack her character. It's just the way things were. She had priorities. We had ours. I'm sure she's got better at it now. Midnight hangout sesh. It's just friends. Lol. Why? She applied this kind of philosophy to so many things in her life. It truly disappointed me because I and people in the house wanted her more in our lives. I get it. She was driven by her business and her stream. It's just wild that I'm the scapegoat now for her not wanting to make sacrifices to just go over to just friends. I don't feel that is at all fair. Okay. Fed, that's 100% fair. Let me explain. If I want to be friends with somebody, I should have the option of being friends with them without feeling like I have to prove anything to them. And that's from Pokimaine's perspective. But you shouldn't... I think that you shouldn't have to have a lot of blame on you, but you should kind of take the responsibility of I mean, not really, because I guess if Fed, there's a lot of context of how the ideal, or not the ideal, of how they thought of people at Just Friends were. So if Fed was very close with people at Just Friends and that everyone at Just Friends was close with Pokey, I think that as a third party, as like a mediator, Just Friends would have been fine. Like, the people there would have been fine with mediating the relationship and telling Fed, maybe giving him some advice on what he should be doing to move forward. But I guess, yeah, he shouldn't be the scapegoat for Pokiemaine saying that he was being manipulative. Assuming that everything in this is true and that we're getting all this context correct. I found out pretty early in my friendship with Pokey that she wasn't down to do last minute or after midnight type things. Generally, I wouldn't invite her over because she was already in bed early on. I had invited her a few times and she would say things like no, but have fun, or too last minute for me to thank you though. So after a while, I just stopped asking. I was in the dark about her feeling left out until one time she called me out after a few of us went to a late night movie. She and another guy were shut in her room and I didn't invite them. 1, I didn't want to interrupt, and 2, I still felt pretty conflicted about her. I thought if I invited them, it would have been awkward for both of us. She got pretty pissed I didn't invite her. Meanwhile, I wasn't at all feeling responsible. I was just trying to get over her and sometimes meant distancing myself from her. Yeah, that's pretty respectable. Yeah, like, Pokiemaine is expecting to be super close with Fed when Fed's trying to, like, not think about her as much in a relationship way. And I think that distancing is a good way to do that. So if Fed invites his friends, I mean, it kind of probably seems harsh to Pokey because they have mutual friends, and Fed just didn't invite her. But in Fed's perspective, there's not really a lot Fed can do here if he wants to hang out with his friends and go to a movie with them. And especially Pokiemaine, if you have a dude over, and you're like streaming, and if you're like talking or something like, and you're busy, you're probably doing something. I mean, that's what I would think too. Let's rewind a little bit to an instance where I effed up. July 2018. You remember Josh's story? Yup, I do it again. I'm not sure. So is this like where he messes up and like says that they're dating? I guess so. I'm not sure if his name is ever mentioned in the stream Pokiemaine or if he myself made comments on it. But for now, we'll call this next guy Steve. Anyway, after texting in May when I was at EDC, we slowed down for a short time, but things would eventually start right back up again. But July, we were back in our on stage and things were going well. And then I noticed she started playing games with Steve a lot. During the Steve era, I just definitely noticed she didn't seem as interested in me, but always kept giving me enough attention to still have in her mind. I felt like a starved guinea pig, and my cage was my unconditional feelings for Pokey, and she would feed me scraps, just enough to keep me alive. Sorry for the image, but that's how I truly felt. Golly! Fed! Golly! It's like Pokey just has the option of dating Fed whenever she feels like it, but whenever another guy comes around, yeah, Fed, you're just gonna be a background character while I date the main character in my life. That's just how it seems from Fed's perspective, assuming that this is what's happening. Golly, Pokey is ruthless. No chill. No chill at all. I felt like a starved guinea pig. Sorry for the image. At this point, she was never honest with me about how she was really feeling about us. Anyway, Steve ended up coming to our house party in July, and we chatted. We chatted, played some beer pong, and got to know each other a little. We dominated the beer pong tables. I knew she would play games on stream with him a lot, but never once told me she was interested in getting to know him more. This was never an attempt to keep him from her. We were literally stuck playing beer pong for half the night because we kept winning. Of course, I think I knew he was eventually going to ask me the question. We all know the question, boys. And lo and behold, he did. So is Pokey seeing anyone right now? Who's Steve? Who's this? Is this Myth? Is this like the Myth era? Was this that time? I can't think of anyone else. I think this might have been Myth. Well, if it's Myth, yikes. Is Pokey seeing anyone right now? You would think I learned the first time. Nope. I said there's sort of something going on between us, and then followed up with, but do your thing. How is this a problem? How is this a problem? What? I don't see how this is a L. You're not saying that they're in a relationship. You're saying there's, I guess, something going on. Meaning that there's a spark. But following up with do your thing is the clear, I would say that's a clear statement that clearly describes that you're not in a relationship, but you're kind of talking, flirting, that generally. I would say that's fine. I don't see the problem here. And plain that you should still go for it. I know for a fact I said this because I almost instantaneously felt bad for saying the first part. If it's not obvious already, I do say a lot of dumb things without thinking first. In Pokey's stream, she claims that please, this has to be a hyperlink that we're just missing. That I told Steve to not tell anyone I said that or talk about it at all. This is 100% false. I know what I said. Anyway, he brought my conflicted message up to her. She was furious that I made it seem like we were a thing. Again, I felt like I was being honest. Things were super complicated between us, but I broke her trust and spoke for her. How did you speak for her? If there's kind of something going on, there's kind of a spark. There's kind of a spark, bro. What? You can't be like if I'm talking to a crush, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's nothing going on when we're flirting. If we're flirting back and forth, what? Like what? What do you expect me to say? There's nothing going on. You can do whatever you want. I have no disregard. Like he doesn't even like disregard. He doesn't even like try to like be like, no, you can't. We're like she's seeing someone or something like that. Like he doesn't even say that. He says like, do your thing. You're free to do what you want. Just there's kind of like something complicated, like a little talking. But like I like what? I don't understand how you're gonna like say that's a bad thing when it's true. Again, I feel like I was being honest. Things were super complicated between us, but I broke her trust and spoke for her. So I apologized. He obviously did his thing and still messaged her about it all. So good for him. I just can't justify saying what I said. But my emotions were all out of whack, and I said a dumb thing. She called me out on it, and I apologized. To her, just put my character into question, and she went around asking others if I had said something similar. So that's how she found out about Josh. But that was it. I never said that to another guy or person. In her stream, she claims that I told another guy. Okay, yeah, these are definitely some hyperlinks that we're missing. I might have to find them and put it in another video. She claims that I told another guy. I know who she is referring to because she texted me the day she did this. Okay. I know who she's referring to because she texted me the day she did this stream that she reached out to him. I've only spoken to John, we'll call him that, once ever. So there's Josh, there's Steve, and there's John. Okay, interesting. Okay. We'll just call him that once ever. And that was in passing at a sponsored Godzilla debut wherein I went with Poki. Was it just Poki? Or is it like a movie thing? Well, we gotta have a little bit more context there. Only thing we were ever talking about was his vlog, equipment, and camera. We never once talked about my relationship with Poki. You might have deduced that we could have been seeing each other because we came together, sat next to each other in the movie theater, but I never said a thing about us to him. I'm fine with taking responsibility and accountability for the things I've done, but I want to be judged on the truth, not lies. Okay. So, Poki talked to someone who said that, like, unless this John person said that Fedmeister 100% said this, no doubt about it. He said that you guys were a thing. Poki can't really be mad. Because, like, that's not really, you can't really, like, Fed can't do anything about that. I'm not trying to defend Fed because he did some pretty questionable things that we won't get into, but this is about the truth statement. So we'll get back to the main point. Well, now I can kind of tie in everything. Some time passed and Steve and Poki started seeing each other. From what I understood, they were never officially dating, similar to me, but let me give you guys some perspective how their thing affected me. So he would come over a lot, and Poki and I are neighbors. So A, hear a lot, and B, wasn't completely over her yet. The emotions I felt to me were similar to a bad breakup and seeing someone else with the girl you like. Usually this happens if you mute them on social media, avoid them, out of sight and out of mind kind of deal. Okay, he's trying to be mature about this. Well, this was happening right next to where I slept and streamed. This had a huge effect on my mental health and streaming mood, and even when I wasn't streaming, all I could feel was anxiety. Sleeping was impossible. I could literally feel my manhood fading away as the day went on. So, of course, I tried to escape. Where did I go? Yup, just friends. It was a hard pill to swallow, but after a while, I got used to not seeing her as much in my life with someone else. He would come over, and sometimes she'd go to his place sometimes, and I started to move on Thanks, I guess. Of course, my absence in her life left somewhat of a void because Steve wasn't over at night. And she wasn't at his place all the time either. My guess is my absence gave her a lot of feelings of, I don't know, FOMO? Let's look this up. FOMO meeting. I'm terrible at this. Fear of missing out. What? I gave her a lot of fear of missing out as I would always show up on Just Friends streams, like I said before. If she really wanted to go over to Just Friends and be friends with them, she could have just gone over. We lived 10 minutes away. Okay, so Pokiemaine can't blame Fedmeister to not that they weren't friends with that. I mean, I guess you can because of, like, if you vent. I guess this goes back to the statement that I said before. Looking back, I can certainly empathize with her. I could have invited her over more. When she later brought up to me that she was feeling left out, I made it a point to start inviting her more. Although she rarely accepted. What? Are you serious? So Pokiemaine wanted to be invited more, so she felt included, but she still almost always said no? Is that what's happening here? Although she rarely accepted. What? So the claim that I was the primary reason for her not... I need to move this around. So for that I was a primary... Okay. So the claim that I was a primary reason she was isolated, that I ruined her chances with a friendship with them is a dramatic stretch. I never tried to paint her as an evil person. Why would I? This is someone who I genuinely cared for. That doesn't make any sense. I would only ever voice my frustrations about our relationship just like anyone else would in my situation. She claims that she wants to be friends with everyone at Just Friends, but she never made the effort to do so. Unless, like I said, it was either super convenient to her or she benefited from it somehow. I hate that I have to say that, but she has left me no option. I just want to mention... Oh my goodness, we're only halfway done with this. I just want to mention that this is an on and off cycle between us and continued throughout the years. And when she'd see the possibility of dating or even start talking to someone else, she'd start to push me away. When she'd stop seeing / talking to them, she would start coming around my room and wanting to be close once again. And at one time, it was very hard for me to resist getting close to her. We'd eventually be back on to some degree. The sleepovers would resume, the messages, the massages? Whoa. I'm going to assume messages, though, because it's kind of weird that it was just randomly massages. But, whoa, if he's massaging, it could be both. You know what I mean? And the flirting in general would resume. There were times where she would get in my head and act possessive when she saw me interacting and giving attention to another girl. All these things made me and Pokey's relationship very volatile, weird, and strenuous because we live in each other. It wasn't so simple for me to turn off my feelings when things... Yeah, these are definitely hyperlinks that we cannot click on. Turn off my feelings when things were off. She was very aware of my feelings for her, but also aware of my pain and how I've been hurt when she pushed me aside. She never really acknowledged my pain, but I know it might have bothered her to see me with other girls. So I always tried my best to see them out of the house, something she never considered doing for me. Watching her stream watching her stream about me now breaks my heart because I had to sit there and watch her lie about the true nature of our relationship to thousands of people when it's obvious to me now. She never acknowledged my feelings and cared more about the sympathy from public while attributing her noble cause as the defense against the backlash Yvonne and Lily were getting. I will say that about speaking up definitely took a lot of heat off Yvonne and Lily, and I'm happy about that. For them, I'm okay with the hate, but only where it's deserved. Okay. So it sounds like Pokiemaine is packing on some stuff of what Fed did, but This is like a different thing. I did read about this happening. Hold on. I read about. I think this is the Jody thing. Cause I think I saw it in another thing. Yeah. Okay, we have the pictures. We have the pictures, boys. We have the pictures. We have the evidence. Okay. Did you see the one video? The animated one. OMG. Something. This is Lily. Tale of Pokiemaine. Dude, I feel so bad. I mean, reap what you sow. Something if that right. Coming off so cold. There's a lot of details and context missing though. No one says that though. They just latch onto whatever they hear. What? Of course we latch onto what we hear. We have to latch onto whatever we can get. Like, if we can't get the full story, we have to get whatever part of the story we can latch on to, Lily. I mean, I agree with you. We're missing context, but it's kind of hard to make judgment about stuff we don't have context for. Like, if we don't have context for something, and we have context for something, we're gonna have to go with whatever we have context for. I could say the same about the entire stream made about me. True, but two wrongs don't make a right. The entire thing is missing context and the nature of our relationship. So, Fedmeister and Lily agree that Pokiemaine is leaving out some context here. This puts a lot of stuff into question, Pokiemaine. This puts a lot of stuff into question. I'm not gonna lie. Fed, Jody on stream, talking about you, makes me whine. I can't read this. This is impossible to read, bro. Makes me wanna what? Makes me wanna cry. I don't know. Yeah, I just told my stream to stop talking about her. She's drunk but acting way drunker than she actually is and saying stuff like, OMG guys, Fed wasn't on my stream today, but you guys are still watching. That means so much to me. Rolling on the floor laughing. I don't know, it sounds so fake, like she's using this baby voice. Yikes, yikes. Sounds like some emoji. I don't know, I can't stand people obviously acting remote, kinda drunk when they are, or saying fake pity stuff to chat. Makes me gag. Anyways, that's my vent of the day. We have a good stream. Lol. Sorry for spam while you're streaming. Lols. Lol. I turned in for even 3 minutes. I tuned in for not even 3 minutes and she spoke about you twice. I was like, gotta go. Bye. Yo, what? What is happening here? Goodness. So Jody can't even speak about Fed, bro. I mean, if you're drunk on stream, like let her stream whatever she wants. If she wants to talk about how she needs content from Fed, let her talk about that. It's not really your place to judge. If you find it fake, you find it fake. But yikes. Yo. Heart. So is this back? If we had dates here. Yeah, we need dates here. We don't have dates here. Heart. It's like the second something. Organize. This is impossible to read. Fed. I need better. Oh! Whoa, boys! Yo! Hot item. Black windbreaker. Swipe up before we sell out. Yo. Fed and Pokey. It's getting a little. Whoa, boy. It's getting a little up there, dude. Something still streaming. Just finished. something taco to do something center. Okay. This is such a cute pic. Why was it deleted? Because I wanted to save it. I wanted someone Flare. I want a Flare to delete it. Big dead to me. I know this pic. I love this pic so much. Love. Come. I'm crying in the club right now. Why? Estoy pensado en ti. Translate that, please. I didn't need to. You're saying you're thinking of me. Yes. Okay, sorry I wrote it out. Lol. Miss you too, honey bunny. How is it? Also, I don't understand why that OKC was. Also, I still don't understand why the pic was deleted. I deleted it because it was a great deal to me. Don't want it posted randomly. You mean so much to me. Okay, you mean a lot to me too. Felt like maybe it was something you wanted to hide. I don't know. Not at all. It just means that it was a great deal to me. I just feel like sometimes you want to hide me, and I don't want to ruin that. I love you so much. I'm not trying to hide you either. I would be happy if you posted it. It's a super cute pic, and you too, Teddy. You know this, or Fetty. When you're coming home, I want to watch the docu, LOL. Hey, good luck on your meeting today. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks, honey. Yo, whoa. 11, November, 26, 18. Okay. We have dates. January 15th, 2019. So this is when they're back on again. Make sure I'm up by 10, please. My phone charger. Mia. Yes, you the best. Pog. Don't you think it'd be really coupley if we went to Japan together? Or no, that's me. Yeah, probably. Or could we be two friends traveling because that's what we are. You're gonna try to touch my butt every night. Don't lie. Bro. Yo, entertaining this idea. 100% chance. Yup, but no. We can make it look however we want. Yo, wingman me. Look however we want. So, you want me to wingman you or not? Nah, I just want to explore, have fun, and eat yummy foods. To be honest. Okay, Pokiemaine. I'm not gonna lie. You're kind of entertaining this idea. As if you would not be too much against it. But it is what it is. That's just how it looks. Could be a joke. Could be funny. Ha ha ha. Okay, wait. This is back in December. This is December. December 6th, 2018. Okay, so we got a hotel. Who is we? We got a hotel, but I can still stay in yours. So Pokiemaine is going to Bedmeister's hotel. But also, I can stay in mine because, if I don't respond, then I'm going to go to mine. So she's going to go to her room, or she's going to go to Bedmeister's room. You sure? I really want to give you the freedom to do what you want. It's no worries. We have 2 beds at the other room. Beg for me to stay with you. I joke. Okay, I'll come if you're sure. Yes, I'm sure. Okay, say it again. Yes, please stay with me. Bro, why are you asking him to beg to stay? Yo, Pokiemaine ruthless. No, chill. Goodness. This is painful. Just chilling if you want to hang. Sorry to bother. You're fine. I'm so tired. Okay. What you doing? What is chilling? Lun, staying in bed. You could sleep over in your bed. Lamau, look at us. Out here living in the same house talking about sleepovers. Ha ha ha, yeah. I don't know about your bed though. Okay, fine. Yours. Okay. Pokiemaine. Wow. Wow. Fedmeister, I feel bad for you a bit. Imagine saying you don't want to be in relationships with somebody and then having them beg to get you to stay. I mean, I get it was probably a joke here, but yo, this is an L if I've ever seen one. Okay, how much more do we have to read? 16, chapter 16. I never wanted Yvonne fired. In her stream, Pokey says that I tried to get Yvonne fired because of that incident between us. is 100% false. I never tried to get her fired. I always wanted her a part of OTV. Just for reference, the incidents between me and Yvonne was in December 2018. We were all talking about having her move in with other League streamers in October of 2019. So this was a year later. While she continued to work for OTV. Poki claims she hadn't known about the incident between me and Yvonne, but she did. She found out in June 2019, 4 months before we all started to discuss Yvonne possibly moving out. I'll go into more details later, but let me give context. Originally, Yvonne moved into the house in mid-2018 to be Poki's personal assistant and the OTV house manager. Things were good at first, but over time, Poki would complain about Yvonne in private to me about how little effort she's showing her when it comes to helping her. She would call her lazy and not creative. Poki really wanted someone that could give 110%. It was made really clear to her that she was doing the bare minimum. She would complain about how much she's playing a league or that she's starting to stream. At one point, Yvonne made a YouTube channel with one video, and this made Poki very concerned to the point where she called her for a private meeting. And that meeting, Yvonne was honest and said she wasn't super interested, also claiming the video on YouTube channel at the time was just for her personal memories, in just being a content creator, but that she wanted the option to do it in her free time. I'm not sure what other details were discussed, but Yvonne stopped posting YouTube videos for a long time. With this, I wanted to establish that Poki felt Yvonne had work ethic issues, and that Poki brought this to my awareness. So, June 2019 is the timeline where Poki, from what Fed said, Poki brought this to Fed's attention that Yvonne has a terrible work ethic, and that Fed had been just being pointing this out. So did he know about this work ethic, or was it just like a clarification thing? It's kind of hard to tell here. Poki found out about the incident between me and Yvonne somewhere around May/June 2019, as it was something Yvonne brought up to her. I remember being in Poki's room and I was crying, trying to explain to her how horrible I felt that I put Yvonne through that and how ashamed I was. But in her stream, where she claims to have not known about any of it, is false. Poki always says in her stream that I had told her that Yvonne won't brainstorm with me and won't work on stuff with me, which was true. She didn't seem keen to help, and I already knew she had some work ethic issues. Okay, so this clarifies. So Fed knew that Yvonne had a little bit of work ethic issues, according to them. I don't know if this is true or not, because I don't really know Yvonne. But Fed says that there was some small work ethic issues that were initially brought up to me by Poki the year before. Poki's purpose for bringing this up on her stream was to allude that Yvonne didn't want to work with me because of what happened between us in December 2018, and I wanted to fire her because of it, which is false. To be very clear, I never wanted Yvonne fired. At most, I just wanted her to contribute more during this critical period, and looking back now, it was unrealistic of me to ask this. Given what had happened between us, I knew that Yvonne had holes to hit Masters in League and in general stream more. I thought this was fine. But I also differed in that I had recently taken initiative and become the manager of the OTV channel. For those who don't know, Yvonne was hired as house mom/management. She is not one of the 5 talent members of OTV, and who at the time was Poki, Toast, Lily, Skara, and me. We were very close to disbanding, and as a last-ditch effort, I quit streaming to focus on OTV content to try and keep us together. That started with attempting to make us more efficient, just like any leader in a business whose goals are to be successful. Okay, so Yvonne wanted to focus a little bit more on streaming, I'm assuming, while everyone else was expecting her to do what she was hired to do, I'm assuming. Kind of hard to tell. That's just what I'm grasping from all this. But pretty sure Pokey was the one that said that Fed wanted Yvonne completely fired because she is bad at working. And now Fed is contradicting her and saying that Pokiemaine said that. So I think right now it's a he said, she said. I mean, there might be some information that might come out soon. Giving us more context around this, but interesting. I personally never brought up the idea that Yvonne should get kicked out of offline TV ever. What I did do is bring up my concerns to people in the house. We all talked extensively about options that we can do to motivate her and fix what we currently have and save moving out as a last resort, but still remain in her position as management. I naively thought my relationship with Yvonne was still good. In my head, I had thought we had moved on from the incident that had happened a year earlier. I hadn't thought about it for months until she brought it up on Dr. K. I should point it out, just because I hadn't thought about it doesn't mean Yvonne hadn't. She said that she had minimized the incident in her mind a lot to protect us and OTV, and that was a brave thing she had never should have had to do. The point I'm making is to show that Pokey claiming I tried to get Yvonne fired because of what happened is wildly inaccurate. I cared very much for my friendship with Yvonne. Okay. So now it's Fed saying that he never wanted Yvonne fired, but Pokiemaine did? Yikes. Yike-a-roonies. Some people in the house and I have really deep personal talks with Yvonne, and we all started to feel a lot better about having her staying. She mentioned that it's hard for her to imagine a world without being in the house, but also shared her goals to take league and streaming more seriously, and she was very adamant about wanting to help OTV go to the next level. Just not with management. As much as I wanted OTV to run as efficiently as possible, it was also equally hard for me to imagine the house without Yvonne. So naturally, I wanted things to work out. We started to feel a lot better, and she was starting to show more effort, but we still decided to look for more help because it's something we wanted anyway. If we found something good, we would have them live in the house and use Yvonne's room because she had now started to consider the option of moving in with other league streamers, as she wanted to take her league career more seriously. The idea of moving forward is to hire someone to do general manager tasks. We ended up hiring someone but they became me and Yvonne's personal assistant, basically. While Yvonne transitioned mostly to developing OTV merch and doing small managerial stuff while focusing on her League and League of Legends ambitions, both things she was very passionate about. I had a meeting with Yvonne and she agreed to moving out, but continuing to manage for OTV would work for both her and OTV. Everyone wins, right? So they agreed. So Fed agreed with Yvonne about having Yvonne move out. That'd be okay. And that would be okay for them to move out while she still managed. So this is what they agreed on while her not being fired. Okay, so this is very different from what we were told. Had a long talk with Yvonne. Also had dinner with Michael. Update me, I made a big decision as well. He wants to see/help OTV succeed and wants to move in at some point. He's down. Whoa, for real. Yvonne wants to move out, still manage OTV, and still stream League. Questioned. Yvonne wants to move out, still manage OTV, and still stream and League. I don't get that. Best of all worlds wasn't an option. A fike. LOL. You want to call for a second? You free? So here, hold on. What do you think? I'm okay with that, sorta. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. She got lazy, so she's gonna move out and just take care of the OTV stuff she wants to do. LOL. It's like we're working around her. I see. That's a perspective I didn't see. I hear ya. For me, it's like, okay, but Let's look for better people. If a biz dev comes in and wants to do everything what Yvonne does on top of everything else, I'm gonna say yes, that's my ideal. I'm not gonna say no to that setup though, and I think that she can be the transitional stage. Yo. Here, these very incriminating text messages make it seem as if Pokiemaine wanted Yvonne fired and gone from OTV because of her bad work ethic. So this looks very, very, very different. Wow, this puts a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of plot holes now in Pokiemaine's stream statements. This is not looking too good. This is not looking too great for Pokiemaine. This is very... Wow, this is harsh. That was the plan, but it didn't come to fruition. After Japan losing Albert, a lot of things changed, and we both, Yvonne and I, started putting a lot more energy into OTV business. We ultimately forgot about whatever plans we once had when it seemed pointless. She was putting in the work, like we had always wanted. So Yvonne moved into that next house with us. Okay. Poki wanted Yvonne fired. Poki claims in her stream, so this is where things get really dicey. We move into a new house, and we have the new remote assistant. She's doing an awesome job and really helping me accelerate projects and run errands for me that I would otherwise not have time to do since I started streaming again. Yvonne, since her primary focus was merge, had a lot of free time, so naturally she wanted streaming a lot more regularly and making YouTube videos. Something she really wanted to do. I was happy we found a middle ground for her, truly. Some months passed, and I get a text from Poki with screenshots of her conversation with Lily, and she brings up her concerns about Yvonne becoming a content creator. I responded by saying I thought we were cool about her going to the content creator route. She responds with no. She started complaining that she was getting sponsor deals, posting a lot on her YouTube, etc. She said it's very weird in my opinion. To me, it was obvious Yvonne wanted to go down the content creator route and it'd be the best, and it had been that way for months. While I did agree it would have been a good moment to step up, we never made any of those desires clear to her. Poki suggested getting together and making a decision as a group. She first brought this up to Lily, then me, then finally Toast. She went as far as to just suggest the idea that if we got a full-time house manager, that as a result, Yvonne would be kicked. I show these DMs. Okay, yeah, these are definitely hyperlinks that I have to find in another video. I show these DMs because they further show that I had no interest in seeing Yvonne fired. If I truly wanted her out, I wouldn't go as far as to defend the decision we had both agreed on 6 months earlier. So this is I mean to Lily. Do you have 5 minutes to text chat? Yeah. So quarantine made it very apparent that offline TV isn't really lead or prioritized by anyone, I guess. And I don't mean like talent doesn't care about it, but our jobs is to be talent. I mean like Chris Chan, but not trashy. And I know Fed is partial talent, so he's focused on streaming. Yeah, exactly. And it also made me realize Yvonne is like 90% a content creator now, which is great for her if that makes her happy for real, but also OTV is left in the dust a little. What do you think? Yo, what you doing right now? Hi, yo. Random text. Basically this. Want to pull some funny shit. What? Or you're still live. Okay, never mind. No, probably. And yeah, I gotta be honest, not having Amanda in Denoise, I don't know what that is. Here has definitely hurt. I actually haven't talked to Amanda in almost a month, and she was supposed to be a mini me. As for me personally, I was to take advantage of streaming every day. It's been incredibly difficult to balance both. I don't know how long this attention on me will last. I think you should be doing what you're doing. If I reconnect with Amanda, you are talent, even though you help with content. Talent is meant to be your priority. I am bothered. I am mildly bothered. Something bothered. Yvonne hasn't stepped up more. Things could get a lot better, and that OTV is no longer her priority when I really thought about it. When I really thought about it, like, why did we hire Amanda? I see. When Yvonne is supposed to be Amanda, but in the house. Yeah, I feel you on that. To be honest, though, I thought you were cool with her going the route when we move. Like, she started her YouTube and everything because you and us were cool with it. I remember. I'ma just come into your room. Bump. Hi. No, I don't remember the exact context. We agreed, like, content creation was not the root, but that she likes to stream on the side, but OTV is the main thing. But now it's like sponsor deals, YouTube channel, etc. It's very weird, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a direction where she's leaning toward content creation. To be honest, we didn't make that clear, though. At least, I don't think we didn't, but despite that, I do agree we need massive help right now, and now would have been a good moment to step up. I guess I just like disorganization, inefficiency, and that's what I feel. I hear that, so I think we need to get together. And make some solid decisions as a group, or else the decisions will force themselves onto us down the road. For example, if we get someone to help manage what happens to Yvonne. Isn't that a weird thought? Yeah, true, and we'll talk things out tomorrow after meeting. You talk to Toast and Scar about it? Toast right now. We know what we want, need help, but I don't think we know about what to do in regards to Yvonne. Yeah, I think we just need to tell her what we want. Yeah, I'm wondering what you guys want. I mean, to be honest, all I think about is what I'm lacking. Haven't thought about her business too much. I'll think about it tonight, though. Okay, sup. Okay. Pokiemaine. If Fed did not fake these text messages, and these are all real, currently within this current context, you want Yvonne out of here. And Fed is kind of understanding why you want her out of here, but kind of like trying to defend her. That's just from what I see from these images. So, yikes. This looks pretty bad. This looks pretty rough. This does not look great. Conclusion of Poki streams. Okay, so this is the last bit. I just want to make it clear, I spent months debating on whether or not to release this because I know how much pain it might cause everyone involved. So he spent months debating on whether or not to release it. So he wanted it released? Because it's released now. Or it was leaked at least. I know this will no way clear my name, but it's been hard to sleep at night when there's so much misinformation and spiteful narratives against me out there that were cared about by people I once considered family. I know I'm an imperfect person who made mistakes, but never have I ever wanted to intentionally hurt anyone. I'm working on growing and becoming more aware of my actions with goals to be a person I can never have been before all this. Overall, though, it's clear to me that she used her stream and Yvonne and Lily's statement to cover up her own insecurities and failures about not making enough effort to make or maintain friendships. As I looked through all the streams that were made about me, not including Yvonne's and Lily's, it's abundantly evident that she was at the center of collecting information about me and passing that info onto our friends, with little care for accuracy or truth, so she could help them twist and align their stories with the narrative she's trying to fabricate. It appears that she has some resentment over what me and her had. I want to mention that on stream she was pretty supportive about me getting help and changing. Yet a month later, I posted a photo on Instagram captioning, "I'm working on myself." 1 hour later, she unfollowed me off all social media, and 2 hours later, she posted this tweet with comments taken straight from my post. It seems like she is less interested in seeing me change and more interested in seeing me canceled. Hey, dude, everyone wants to see everyone canceled. That's kind of like the meta now. That's the Twitch meta. I just want to quickly mention all the steps I took after the intervention. As a house, they agreed that they didn't want to see me burn and that I was going to release my own statement with everyone's approval. When the intervention happened, I took it all very seriously. I was so sorry and remorseful. I went back to my room feeling lost, scared, alone, and in complete shock. I called 3 people and told them what everyone at the intervention had told me and what I was going to do moving forward. I would say things like I'm going to get help and step down from my OTV projects, and that I'm going to need a new place to stay. Things that were on my mind and I had to think about. Some of them felt bad for me. One of them thought it was all ridiculous, but it was never my intention to have them feel that way toward my actions. I called them because I didn't know who else to call and wanted someone to tell me I was going to be okay. I guess word got out of these calls, and people at the intervention saw it as me trying to defend myself or not giving them the full picture. This was never the case or the intention ever. I was only ever looking for comfort, and they gave me that. From what I can tell, they deduced from those calls that I wasn't trying to change or taking things seriously. It hurts to know how quickly they came to this conclusion, knowing full well the gravity of the situation and how little effort there was to talk directly to me. All the while I was reading my statement, I had 6 or 7 drafts going back and forth with OTV, a scheduled therapy, and I told them about it. I also temporarily left the house to stay at my brother's place so Yvonne would feel more comfortable. From what I understood, the more they talked to the people I had called, the more they began to think that I wasn't changing and only cared about my image. About 3 days later, as I'm preparing my 7th draft statement, so he worked on this for a very long time, guys. He worked on this for a very long time. 7 drafts. I got a message from OTV that Yvonne is going to release her own statement in 15 minutes. My own statement was now deemed worthless, and I have 15 minutes to chalk up a tweet response to her statement. It's really sad looking back now. I really wanted to work on a statement everyone was good with, but because to them it looked like I was trying to defend myself, not giving the full picture and not taking things seriously based on other people's phone calls. It all came down like this. A really bad game of telephone. So it just sounds like he got really, really, really cucked really hard. At least from this narrative that Ben Meister is drawing. Overall, it's clear Poki and I have a very volatile relationship, and I'm certainly guilty of being inconsiderate, oversharing, and breaking her trust. But I hope that this new information sheds a light on my side of things and gives a lot of much-needed context that wasn't initially provided. Never at any point I was trying to be manipulative or keep Poki from making friends. I never wanted Yvonne fired. It horrifies me for how much and for how long misinformation about me and my character has been out there. Like I said, there are some issues I'm working on, and I feel I've already made a lot of progress. I only hope that one day I can be the man I could have never been before all this. I really wish I didn't have to show text/DMs as this is something I'm profoundly against, but this was an important person in my life for years for her to not manipulate the narrative the way she did to the public. Leaves me no choice because I am not the person she described. So it sounds like he got cucked hard, and this was his last resort as coming back. Too long didn't read. I wanted to defend myself where possible, just giving context, sober, therapy. Yeah, we read this at the start. Also want to add, I made similar statements to others, not Yvonne, my statements, but also dispute some claims that are made in their streams, while offering explanations from my point of view. Currently, I have not decided whether or not to post them. Yo, Fed, if you're watching this, bro, you better post them. You have to defend yourself in any way possible. Like, this does not look good. Small personal update. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The last few months have been the most dark, challenging, loneliest periods of my time. The silver lining is there. Been newfound appreciation for all the small things in life that I previously brushed under the rug. As for my future endeavors, I don't plan on returning to streaming/content related projects until I'm someone that I know I can be proud of, and this will take time. Bro, you need about a good 3 months, you'll be fine. 3 months and you can become a better person. That's a pretty long time, I think. There's one thing I learned throughout all this is that talking through your emotions is very powerful. I urge everyone reading not to bottle things up. Don't be afraid to seek help, therapy. With patience and an effort, it can change your life and perspective for the better. Some people need therapy. I personally don't really like to entertain the idea of therapy. I feel that it helps people become more in line with their emotions, and it helps people understand how they feel and what they want to hear and how other people are hearing it. But personally, I don't feel like therapy would be for me, even if I was in this dramatic rundown. I think that if there's something I don't like about me, or if an emotion that I don't want to feel, I'll do whatever is in my power to change it. And I don't think that therapy is the best thing for me personally, but I've never had to deal with anything this sporadic and all over the place, but this was very interesting to read. Right now, it does not paint Pokiemaine in a very perfect light, as we all thought. But we'll have to look at her statement if she ever comes out with a statement, or what she says about this in the future. So, anyway, thanks for watching, boys. We had a little deep dive about oh my goodness, I've been streaming for about an hour and two, but very interesting reading this. Those were my opinions on this. But other than that, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about who's in the right or who's in the wrong in the comments, and let me know. I'll see y'all around. Peace.